Hello, this is Ray, project lead at Moya Games. Today, I'm going to give a little breakdown of what Omuni Reborn is. Starting with some of our history, we're currently developing things from the ground up. Originally, I started building the team and making the game back around 2009, but things technically started when I was around 8 years old, with dreams of making my perfect game and countless books filled with doodles. Sadly, in 2011, I put things on hiatus until mid last year. Everything is being done fresh from the beginning, with everything currently being zero budget and on a voluntary free time basis. There are certainly challenges, but everybody involved is putting in great work. We've progressed more now in this short time than the original project ever got in the years spent back then. We have great amount of passion being put into this project. Now with that being said, let's talk about what the game actually is and will be. Omuni Reborn is an action MMORPG with no official classes and no character lock-in. What this means is your combat is dictated by the equipment you choose. There are technically 3 main weapon classes and subclasses within, but you can stop and swap your gear whenever you like to change how you play. For example, the Greatsword. If you're using the Greatsword, your attacks are specific, powerful, but slower. If you were to change to another melee weapon, say a one-handed sword, then your combat will be different. That's just weapons though. Armors are also split into 3 main classes, melee, range, and magic, and along with the standard stats that come along with armor, there's also armor skills that come preset in armor pieces, and there's also ways for players to add armor skills in order to make a custom build they prefer. Armor skills are extra buffs and debuffs that allow an additional layer of customization. Usually armor sets will come with 1 or 2 skills fully active, and some that need to be active by the player. But from time to time, a single piece of equipment can have a full armor skill activated. For example, the mushroom boots with the sticky foot skill that allows you to walk over a slime pit that you otherwise couldn't. But that's a quest item, and not really a great example for combat. Speaking of quests are not going to be kill X amount of Y, at least not entirely. Quests will be self-contained stories within the world that let you look through a window into the lives of NPCs. There will be more substance and character to quests. For kill X amount of Y, players can do jobs, which are repeatable, unlike quests. There are also player skills, like mining, fishing, crafting, etc. Players can take part in these skills to level them up and be able to do more advanced activities within those skills. Now I'd briefly like to talk a bit about the lore of the game. I'd like to keep it as short as possible, but that may be difficult. Everything started with one being that split into 2, Omuni and Omuna. They left over a husk that still remained as a living being, which they transformed into a planet. They then created other gods, Gazalt, Krito, Darmaka, Sharak, Fino, and Ru. They worked together to create the inhabitants of their old husk. After time passed, humans began losing faith in their gods and magic in favor of technology. They became complacent and self-serving. Eventually it came to a point where the humans were effectively killing Gaia, the living husk turned planet, which sparked anger in Omuni. While Omuna wanted to find a peaceful way to solve the issue, Omuni wanted to slaughter all of humanity. This led to the gods picking sides and going to war, ending with Omuni murdering his sister Omuna and then wreaking havoc on the humans with his follower gods. They created many new creatures to aid in the genocide. Once Omuni thought he had rid Gaia of all of them, he and his follower gods went dormant. Little did they know, a good number of humans took refuge in an underground location called the Sanctuary, which was created by a long lineage of humans who worshipped Omuna and kept up their practices of magic. After years and years of surviving down there, they rose up and started rebuilding society. Before her death, Omuna shattered her soul, sending the shards of them down to the humans to be embedded into their souls. These humans would pass down that shard to their lineage. Those humans, at this point in time, are the players. And instead of being a single chosen one, every player is a child of Omuna, which is just a term in the story. They're not actually literally her children. They just carry a shard of her soul. They exist to protect the world from the gods who are going to be resurrected. As for the humans who fell to Omuni's onslaught before they could pass down the shard of Omuna's soul, they were sent to Gaia, who then fed on their memories and experiences. Once Gaia finished feeding, it sends that soul to be reincarnated as usual, but was secretly reconstructing those lost shards in order to rebuild Omuna's soul as best as possible and reincarnate her. There's so much more I would like to talk about, like player guild halls, player housing, how equipment reflects the materials they're made of, the deeper lore. But hopefully I explain stuff decently and make you all excited for more. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you look forward to our updates. Stay tuned.